some gravy for the rest of us drifts and lifts. What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. All right, so today's episode, I got a bit of gravy for you guys. So it's just gonna be a little bit of a short video. I'm just gonna show off my new car that I just purchased last night. All right, guys, so yeah, this is a 1994 940. It's actually a turbo model, so I'll get right into it. So I picked up this car for 700 bucks from my good friend named Claudio. So therefore this car's name is now Claudio. In typical Drifts and Lifts fashion, we always name the cars after the previous owner. But yeah, so interesting car. This thing popped up on Marketplace about a week ago. Not even that, but a couple days ago. I saw it. He was asking just a little bit above 1,000, and what intrigued me about it was the really low kilometers and the fact that it was a 94. So if you guys know, the 94 has the squirter motor. We only have these 94, 95. So this is a 94. Interesting car because this one's actually kind of like a base model 940 that has a turbo motor in it. If you look here, guys, there's actually no sunroof. The interior, it just doesn't have any badges. It doesn't have turbo wheels, that kind of thing. So I think in these 2 years, they're actually kind of like almost just, you know, getting all the rest of the 940s out of the factory and that kind of thing. It's almost like they had some like just 940 bodies laying around, and then threw a turbo motor or an NA motor depending on what the customer wanted. That's just a hunch though. Anyways, guys, so the reason I got it for a decent price, I actually picked it up for 700 bucks. It runs and drives, it's a really smooth running motor. But the reason I got it for a decent price is because it was bent pretty bad. So if you guys look here, there's actually a pretty big trunk gap right here. The door, look at the overlap right here. It actually is really hard to, it's really hard to open and close. You really got to slam it to line it up again. So it got in an accident in the rear somewhere. And as you can see, this trunk gap is way smaller than that side. Even like this door closes a little bit weird. You can see the gaps right here. This got pushed in a little bit. There's also a big dent on the driver's side door. So I don't know what that was from, just right there. Looks like this car probably got in at one accident and maybe got bumped around a bunch during the accident. It's tough to say. But anyways, guys, so the cool thing about it is, I'll pop it open right now, is literally just the super low kilometers squirter motor. So it runs absolutely cherry. This car has 170,000 kilometers on it. So they're getting pretty tough to find with this amount of kilometers. Like the average, you know, the average amount of kilometers I'll see one of these cars is around the 300 to 400 range usually. That's kind of the, you know, at this day and age, that's kind of what these cars are sitting at. Some of them 500, some of them have been driven a lot. But yeah, this is pretty rare to find one like this. All right, guys, so if you look in this interior, it looks honestly super clean. There's no cracks anywhere. All the seats are in pretty good shape. Rear seats, they could use a bit of a cleaning or whatever, but you can tell like the leather's actually more damaged by sun than it is by people sitting in it. Yeah, but it's just a plain gray interior. It's got the airbag in it. It's also got the airbag up here, like the 940s do. But yeah, I'm really stoked that it's not a sunroof model. So that's just one less thing for me to do, because if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I delete the sunroofs on all these cars, mainly due to weight reduction and also as well as ergonomics, because I'm actually I'm a taller dude, and my torso is fairly tall as well. And my head always hits the roof on most cars. So with the sunroof, my head always hits the roof. Then when I wear a helmet, my head's literally cramped in like this. So it's almost a really necessary mod for me to drive these cars comfortably. But yeah, this one doesn't have a sunroof, so when I strip it out, one less thing to do. So let's talk a bit about what I'm gonna do with this car, guys. Well, first, actually, let's get it running first. I'll show you how smooth this red block runs. So it starts up right away. Let's go pop this hood here. It seems to hunt at idle when it starts up just a little bit. But if you listen to that, guys, I know the GoPro doesn't do it a lot of justice, but there's no valve noise and there's no piston slap. All you can hear is the injectors firing. So you can almost barely tell this car is on, to be honest. So usually, you know, if you're into red blocks, you'll know that these things are pretty prone to piston slap, especially the ones from the 80s. The oil squirters definitely helped out the piston slap issue that these cars had. But yeah, as you can see, 94 B230 FT, it's got the 13C turbo on it. So, you know, the little tiny turbo. But yeah, I was gonna say, guys, so plans for this car, you know, it was a good enough deal. The motor's super cherry, and these kind of things are getting a little harder to find. So I was like, all right, I got 700 bucks kicking around. I'll buy this and just, you know, use it as a car. And then once I decide I want to use this motor for something else, then we'll pull it out and that kind of thing. But because this car is damaged and it's already got the rear end shifted over, and, you know, it's got some body damage and that kind of thing. This thing I think is honestly a perfect candidate for like a rally, just a kind of a rally mess around on dirt roads kind of car. So like I'll cut the exhaust off and we'll you know, I'll bump up the boost with a boost controller and do a little bit of a diff mod. So probably either weld the locker, or if it's an open diff for some reason, it's probably a locking diff, but you never know. Volvo just did some random little weird things. Some cars had this and that that you wouldn't think. So but yeah, guys, this is Claudio. So I'm honestly pretty happy with the purchase. The overdrive is broken, so it actually only goes into 3rd gear max. It's probably going to be the solenoid. I've heard a lot about that. So I'll pull the solenoid and do the bypass mod. So it's 1, 2, and then it goes past 3 and then goes into 4 like right away. You can't really hold it in 3rd gear. That's okay. If we're going to be drifting, we're only going to be using 1st and 2nd gear on the automatic transmission. And yeah, we're not really going to be using 3rd for a whole lot, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. I do really love the color of this car, guys. If this car was like in really good shape and it hadn't got the damage it does, I would totally, you know, this is just it's almost like a time capsule car. Like, the thing's in great shape. The only reason why the engine bay even looks dirty at all is Claudio had it sitting undercover in a relatively damp area, so there's a lot of this mold just all over the aluminum corrosion and that kind of stuff. But yeah, guys, like, this car is honestly super cherry, so I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know, it's just another one to the fleet, basically. Anyways, one more thing I like about this, guys, is it does have a E-fan, so it doesn't have the stock clutch fan. It's got the different style front mount intercooler, as well as the big rad. And it also has the E-fan. So that's a thing that happened in 93-ish, 94 years or whatever. So anyways, guys, so that's Claudio. I'll be taking this for a ride, another video. And yeah, we'll start doing some stuff on it. I gotta get that overdrive fixed. It's also got a really weird linkage problem with the like the transmission linkage for the shift linkage is all whacked out. Like, you put it in reverse and it goes into 1st and weird shit. So I'm gonna crawl under there and take a look, see if nothing's loose and that kind of thing. But yeah, look at this color, guys. I really like this color. I wish I had like a wagon or some other car in this color. I can't say I've ever seen like an 80s 740 in this color, so maybe that was just a 90s thing, I don't know. But yeah, so that's basically it, guys. I'll let you go there. Make sure to check out the Drifts and Lifts store if you guys want to support the channel, cop some merch and that kind of thing. And yeah, lots of stuff to come for the channel. We're doing the turbo upgrade on the white wagon, on the panel wagon, with that T3 T4 from Max Speeding Rods. So we're gonna see how that goes, see if she lasts very long. And Miss Huff's intake welds cracked, so I'm gonna fix those again. I already put insurance on this, so I took insurance off Miss Huff and put it back on this car. The reason I can't insure Miss Huff for too long is just like, I don't need to be driving that on the street, because as soon as I do that for longer than a day or two, I'm definitely gonna get pulled over by the police, and most likely the car will be, you know, impounded, or I'll get a box 1 VI on it, which means it can't be driven on the street, that kind of thing. So insurance is on this. We're gonna mess around with this car for a bit, hopefully film some cool rally videos. If it was really clean, guys, I would keep this car really clean, because it is kind of a time capsule, really nice car, but the damage has been done, so let's do some more damage, basically. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe for Volvo pancake nipples. Peace out.